I promise you, one of these days we're going to get this blinding sun, which is a reflection from the light above me, taken care of so the quality looks better. But until then, sorry. So, once again, I'm very happy that I found a video of Smackdown that I could watch, so I didn't have to watch it live. It's 15 minutes before the show's about to end here on the East Coast, and needless to say, I've already watched it, got my notes, and like I said, I thought about doing the recap the way I did the last Impact recap, and then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? A blister on my finger is a small price to pay to entertain everyone. So, be it that it's now Saturday, this is Saturday's video, even though it is technically not even 10 o'clock on a Friday night, I didn't have anything to do, so I thought I'd shoot this video out to you guys anyway and put it up at midnight, if I'm up, and if not, I'll just put it up tomorrow morning. And I'm going to be talking WWE Smackdown. Now, from this moment forward, I will be doing Smackdown and NXT in separate videos. What it looks like right now, Smackdown's going to be its own separate video that's going to be out on Saturdays, and NXT is going to be a week behind. It's going to be recapped on Wednesday. So the NXT that airs this coming Thursday will be reviewed the next Wednesday, if that makes any sense. And the NXT that was this past week, I'm actually going to talk about this coming week, if that makes any sense. I'm a week behind because everything is kind of wishy-washy right now. And I have a lot of time to kill this week. A lot of time to kill. So, needless to say, I wanted to make sure that I got this video out to you guys. And earlier today, or earlier Friday, when we're actually filming this video, I, of course, along with AJ, we did some filming for the channel. We have AJ's movie reviews, which are available currently on this channel. It's actually available right as we speak, and you can check those out. And it's 300, Rise of an Empire, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Grand Piano, and The Bagman, all wrapped up in a nice tightly bow for the video there. We have our Oscar recap is now in the can. That was shot today, and it's all over the place. It's almost an hour long, so you can check that out very soon. I don't know exactly when I'm going to put it up, but it'll be out very soon. And on top of that, we also have the brand new Versus, which is this coming Sunday. And I'm going to do something I've never done before, and who knows if I'll do it again. The Versus this week is a tribute to the late, great Harold Ramis. It is a battle between Beetlejuice and Ghostbusters. A long time ago, apparently during a... AJ goes more into this during the Versus, but during a review of Beetlejuice, Siskel and Ebert talked about how it was just basically a ripoff of Ghostbusters. So AJ and I were very intrigued by the proposition to put the two together, and yeah, they don't really have much in common, but it's an entertaining battle, and you can check that out, and it's a nice little tribute to Harold Ramis's career. And we're going to have a lot more Ramis films, directorial films, coming to pop very soon in Versus, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And I'm sure you do, because obviously you keep on watching, and we love each and every one of these views we're getting. Now, a little housekeeping before we get started, because I got a little bit of time on my hands. Actually, my mother will be home in about an hour and 15 minutes or so. She's been gone for a while. She's going to be here for who knows how long, so she'll be here for a bit. And that's cool. Right now, I'll give you an update, a current update as of 9:48 p.m. on Friday evening, which means by the time you watch this video, it'll probably be changed, but as of this very moment, we are sitting at 605 subscribers, and we are currently hanging on with 28,685 views. So my goal to get to 30,000 views looks pretty attainable in the next couple of months. We've got a lot of really awesome content coming to pop very soon. Of course, my friend Ashley's going to be making his pop debut sometime later this month or next month, depending on how schedules work out. And, of course, I've got the WWE Network now, and I can't stop watching it. So, obviously, I may eventually do, like, commentary on those matches. I haven't quite decided yet. Maybe do some old WCW or ECW event and do commentary on it and just do it in my own unique way, because, obviously, I'm a natural-born commentator, and that's the reason why I am one of the only... I think I'm the only. I'm probably not the only. There's probably somebody else that does this. I'm one of the only recaps that I know, personally, have heard or have seen that goes into commentary on their review before they actually review the match or show in question. So I do that. I do that as a service because I know what I'm talking about. So there. And like I said, we are heading towards TNA Lockdown, which is going to be this Sunday, which is tomorrow actually. So that means sometime either today or tomorrow, I'm going to be putting out my recap from last week's Impact. I know what you're saying, oh, and you're behind. And my response is, well, yeah, but I have to get this out because obviously we have a pay-per-view on Sunday. So needless to say, I got to get that out. So there may be something different coming on Thursday. That actually might be to play along with from the previous month. That might be when the Oscar video comes out, since I won't have an Impact to recap, and I can't do it live because obviously we're watching Need for Speed on Thursday night. So after Need for Speed, I'll probably come back here, and if I'm still tired and conscious, I'll probably will take care of that, and if not, I'll get it out later to you guys. Promise, no problem, no issues whatsoever. So right now, what it looks like as of this very moment is Monday is going to be whatever happens on Sunday. Sunday videos could be anything. Leading us to Monday. Usually it's going to be a pay-per-view recap of some sort. Might be special content. Haven't quite decided. Tuesday will usually be your night for Monday Night Raw. Wednesday looks like it's going to be NXT. Thursday looks like it's going to be Impact from the previous week. And of course Friday, AJ's movie reviews. Saturday is Smackdown. And Sunday is Versus. Now also we have segments coming from Ashley very soon. And when I have any Halloween Horror Nights news, I will shoot videos out as needed. So trust me, that will be coming sooner rather than later. Now, oh, by the way, apparently now you can customize your Magic Band if you are an annual pass holder. So, that means I have every single color, and soon I will be shipped another blue and another green. So, apparently I'm going to get a buttload of Magic Bands, and they'll probably all be dead by the time I use them. So, yay, awesome. Nah, the RFID chip inside will work pretty fine, and they're supposed to go for many years. Needless to say, hopefully they all don't go at the same time, and if they're not being used right now, hopefully they deactivate themselves so they don't run down the core battery. But I don't know how that works, so hopefully I got a lot of Magic Bands. If not, I have a lot of really awesome keepsakes in every single color that exists. Now, let's talk SmackDown, shall we? The show ended in about 8 minutes, officially. So, we're going to start off with a match. It is Christian, who's been on a kind of a roll lately. Not necessarily winning matches, but he has won his fair share. But he's also proving a point in what apparently experts think is going to be his last run in the WWE. Actually, as soon as his contract is up later this year, he's probably going to bomb out. I don't know if that means he's going to go back to TNA, which I thought he was used the best in his entire career. Outside of Edge and Christian, I think his best singles stuff has been in TNA, when it was Christian Cage. And there also possibility is maybe working for Jeff Jarrett's new promotion, potentially. Or the third possibility is he just retires. So, I mean, he joins his brethren Edge and just leaves the business, which I can understand in the sense that sometimes you just have to call it quits. So maybe this is the end of Christian. You never know. But he's giving us some great performances in the last several matches of his career. Hopefully he does hang on. Hopefully he does go to TNA, or he goes to Jarrett's promotion, or even goes to Japan, or even does like one-shots for like ROH or Dragon Gate or any other promotion. But still, I'm happy with this final run that Christian's doing, and hopefully it's not the end, it's just speculation, but still, I'm very happy to say that I'm enjoying this Christian so far. I like this. He's more motivated, too. That's another big plus. And he's facing off against the show-off Dolph Ziggler, who, of course, just fresh from an actual win on television, thanks to the interference from Aaron Paul, who was doing his best Justin LaBar here. So, shout out Justin LaBar. So, let's talk about the match, shall we? We go midway through this match, like we always do here on Pop. Christian with an uppercut stands on the back of Ziggler's neck, and he punches him out off the ropes and nails him with the back elbow. 1-2, Dolph kicks out. So, sunset flip, 1-2, and a kick out. Christian with a huge clothesline, 1-2, and that's all he got on that one. I was going to say that's all she wrote there, but I didn't. I'm mixing up my metaphors there, sorry. tosses Dolph to the floor, tosses him back into the ring, and goes for the middle rope missile dropkick, hits it 1-2 and a kick out. So, locks on a modified sleeper, and basically just riding him like that. And don't get your head in the gutter, folks. I'm trying to call a match here. So, basically, Dolph punches his way out and gets caught with a slingshot to the bottom rope. 2 leaping stomps and a neck twist. Dolph breaks it with a modified jawbreaker, more like an ace crusher pretty much. Back kick, he goes for his 180, presumably to a flying body press, but he gets caught with the Pillman counter, which is a standing drop kick when someone's leaping off the top rope at you. Boot in, whip in, and a takedown. Dolph pounds away at the top of the head, does the 10 punch in the corner. He does the reverse neck breaker, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for the kill switch, countered. Leapfrog over, like a reverse leapfrog, over Christian, and he plants him with the exclamation point DDT, 1-2, and a kick out. So, the double leg by Christian with his feet on the middle rope trying to get the pinfall cheaply. Referee sees it, like, I ain't counting. So, basically, Dolph goes for the sleeper, and he gets swatted off by Christian. Charges in, gets the boot up. Christian goes for the tornado DDT. Dolph counters it with a punch and climbs up and nails the Z-Factor off the middle rope. 1-2, and Christian kicks out. Del Rio, who's been on commentary this whole match, gets on the table, and a little turnabout is fair play. Distracts Christian Dolph just long enough for Christian to plan him with the kill switch, and 1-2-3, the match is over. After the match is over, Renee Young gets in the ring to try to get a word with Christian. Sheamus hits the ring like a house of fire. They start brawling, and basically he tries for the brogue kick. Christian ducks out and powders and lives again to fight another day. So, for those of you that are still wondering if we're getting Christian and Sheamus at WrestleMania, I think in the next several weeks we're going to get a little bit enough build-up to justify doing the match at WrestleMania. So I think that Christian and Sheamus is pretty much, I would say, 75% for sure for WrestleMania. I would say they need to put a stip on it, to be totally honest. I mean, I think since literally Christian drew first blood in the attack in the locker room, I think that they need to do some sort of a gimmick stipulation like that, like a Irish street fight. That's a Raw match, that's not a pay-per-view match. I would say maybe a first blood match. I know it's the PG era, but I know that it's WrestleMania too. But then again, there's probably going to be blood at WrestleMania anyway, because there usually is. At least one person bleeds. So, I don't know. I mean, I think there's legs with this feud. I don't mind this feud. The thing about it is obviously this killed Sheamus going babyface and him going into being a heel again, which of course he's a lot better heel than he is a face. But Christian's now the heel, and he's got to play the heel, and he works fine as a smarmy heel. I think Christian and Sheamus in another world would be a very convincing heel tag team, to be totally honest, if they ever want to go that direction. Probably not, but still, it's something to think about. So we get Batista comes out. Oh my god, oozing so much douche, it's not even funny. He's got the sunglasses on, he's like he's freaking Corey Hart. He's got the vest from the Wild Wild West video, looking like somebody's daddy bear. Not like there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying what I see. And he comes out, and unlike, he paraphrases Paula Cole. You remember how asked a long time ago in a one-hit wonder, where have all the cowboys gone? Batista wants to know where all the real men gone. They make your vest, sir. Dolph Ziggler came out, and he calls him a little pretty boy wannabe, just looking for his 15 minutes of fame, trying to make a name for himself. I destroyed him. You know what? I said I'd destroy him, and I did exactly what I said. So last Monday, a sawed-off little goat-faced troll named Daniel Bryan came out. Same outcome. I don't quite remember it that way. I destroyed him. It was that simple. Like that. Yeah, literally, Batista answers questions like Garth. I'm getting movies in a schooner. Like that. Anyway, says, you think you're the hero. So, Bryan pulls a Scott Hall, does a survey, and asks if Batista is a hero. Of course, no. And if Bryan's a hero, yes. What's wrong with this business today is when we let fans into the locker room. Well, I've heard that statement in legitimate form several times from many promoters I've worked for in the past. And I thankfully have never been on the other end of that argument, so that's a good thing. You're just an overblown fan. Just do us a favor. Why don't you go to the box office, buy yourself a ticket, and watch me main event WrestleMania. Watch me win the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, I like heel Batista. It works for him because he fits so well. So, Brian goes after his outfit, saying what all of us have been thinking all along. He's like, you know what? Those skinny jeans, they must be too tight and somehow, some way, maybe they've cut off the blood flow to your brain. You know what? You left me laying only after Randy Orton, who I also took down, and then Kane, who I also took down, and then Triple H, who I kicked in the head, before any of them got involved. Before that, remember one simple thing. Wow, long day. One simple fact is I had you beat. And you're right. You're simply right. I am a fan. Just like each and every one of the people. And you know, I would be slightly embarrassed to realize that a fan nearly took you out on Monday night. Batista's going to set him straight. He's like, you know what? First thing, don't ever presume to know what I think. I am smarter than you and always one step ahead. When I walked back into the doors of the WWE, it became my universe. And I allow you to exist in my universe. And you know what? I have zero problems in ending that existence. Brian's like, you know what? That sounds like a threat. You know what? I don't want to be in a universe where they wear vests like that, or horrible sunglasses indoors, or bad skinny jeans, and where belly button tattoos are cool. He says, how awesome is a nose ring? Okay, this goes back to ECW days. There was a program, obviously, when Mick Foley, obviously, was Cactus Jack at the time, and he just came back from WCW, and actually, he was doing somewhat both at the time. He was a WCW Tag Team Champion. I remember he cut a promo, and he spat on the WCW Tag Team title. Well, he was basically doing a lot of sucking up to Eric Bischoff to piss off the Philly crowd and the ECW diehards. And it worked every single time. So Terry Funk, of course, called Foley out, tried to get him to fight, because Foley would just, instead of doing brawling now, he was doing headlocks and arm drags and everything. Basically doing everything that was anti-Cactus Jack. That's when they brought in Bill Alfonso as the troubleshooting referee. I love ECW, sorry. The thing is, this reminds me of when Terry Funk was saying, you know what, your wife's a whore, Foley doesn't come out, and your children are whores, his kid doesn't come out. He calls Eric Bischoff a homosexual, and Foley charges the ring. So, it's like, okay, Brian's like, you know, you wear bad skinny jeans, and you wear your sunglasses indoors, and you wear vests like you're Drew Hill in the Wild Wild West video. You look like someone's daddy bear. Again, like there's not there's anything wrong with that, but that's just what he looks like. And, you know, you think that your belly button tattoo is cool, but what sets Dave off is when Brian brings up the fact, how awesome is a nose ring, swing and a miss, and Brian drop kicks Batista out of the ring. Kane comes out, taking off his shirt, of course, because he lives in a constant state of Magic Mike, and Batista attacks Brian from behind via the distraction. Short arm clothesline by Batista, and the Big Show comes out making his triumphant return. Only problem with that is, he already made his triumphant return in the background during the Raw post-show on the WWE Network. Do your research if you didn't see it. Basically, John Cena and Big Show returned to help Daniel Bryan fend off Randy Orton, Batista, and Triple H. So yeah. A little bit of an issue with that. No issues if you don't have the network, or you weren't paying attention. Heels, of course, powder. Here comes Vicky, and in her own way, she obviously has to make the match. He's like, you know, you four seems like you're fighting like a bunch of animals, so we're going to have ourselves a tag team match. You know, the old, so your role play, we're going to have ourselves a tag match. The Teddy Long era of SmackDown. So main event is now announced. It is the Big Show and the MVP of the WWE, Daniel Bryan, taking on Batista and Kane. So we get our next match, excuse me, of the evening. The new WWE Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jey Uso, taking on the Nexus Relocation Program of Curtis Axel and Ryback. So we go midway through this match, and Jey whip in reverse and slides to the legs, Savant kick to the ribs, uppercut all to Ryback, whip in reverse, he goes for a crossbody, gets caught, Ryback goes for an over-the-shoulder power slam, he lands on his feet, nails the full Nelson power bomb, the Uso bomb, the Bubba bomb, whatever you want to call it, catches Ryback with a Samoan drop and the running butt bump in the corner, Axel makes a save. Jimmy low bridge, Axel goes over the top rope to the floor, they hit the double super kick on Ryback, Samoan suicide dive by Jimmy on Curtis Axel on the floor. Meanwhile, Jey on top, Samoan splash, 1, 2, 3, and that's all she wrote. So, Kane is in the back, and he is chatting again, this time with Byron Saxton. And Kane says Daniel Bryan got lucky on main event. Another match you can check out, cheap plug, on the NXT and Smackdown playlist when I recapped it as part of my NXT Arrival video. Bryan got lucky. And you know what? That luck's going to run out tonight. I'm going to take off his beard, rip it off his face, and shove it right down his throat. Words to live by from Kane. Be a star. So, our next match, oh dear God, why did this happen? It's the Divas Champion, AJ Lee and Tamina Snuka taking on Eva Marie and Natalya. Obviously, we're playing up the fact that Total Divas will be starting very soon. As a matter of fact, it starts a week from this Sunday. It's the 16th, and I'm actually really looking forward to Total Divas this season. Not just because my girl Summer Rae's on, it's because it's going to be entertaining. It always is. So, I didn't have to go midway through the match. This match is as short as it is. Comes off the ropes, and Eva Marie with a cartwheel, kind of like a round-off, basically. An arm drag on Tamina Snuka. Tamina ends up tagging in AJ. Whip in, catches with an elbow off the ropes. 1, 2, Eva Marie kicks out. Tagging to Tamina. She hits an uppercut in the corner, tagging to AJ. Locks on the rear naked choke. And again, she gets flipped off, this time by Eva Marie, and cuts off the tag. She kicks her off and tags in Natalya. Clothesline. Smartly knocks Tamina off the ring apron. Snap suplex 2 separate times. Whip in and duck down. Gets kicked into the chest by AJ. Caught off the ropes. And a Michinoku driver from Natalya. Don't see that very often from her. It does come up every once in a while, but not very often. Tamina makes a save before the 3 count can be completed. Whip in. Ducks the clothesline. This time, discus clothesline. And a discus clothesline by AJ gets countered into the Black Widow. Black Widow countered into a sunset flip. And the sunset flip gets turned into a sharpshooter. AJ taps. And that's all she wrote. Again, I guess that's the drinking game this time. Every time I say that's all she wrote, take a drink. So, I guess, again, we're building towards AJ and Natalya. So, maybe Natalya's WrestleMania moment will be the fact that she was left off the card last year. And she was an interviewer, and they left her off the show, and with the Divas match, ended up getting scrapped anyway. So, what happens this year? This year, Natalya, after all she's done for the company, the big story for Total Divas this season is when Natalya defeats AJ Lee for the Divas Championship at WrestleMania 30. I'm almost guaranteeing that's going to happen. And then we bring in Paige and Emma, and then we have some fun. So, yeah. Real Wrestling returning to a WWE Divas division very soon, hopefully. I was very happy I got no Oksana or Alicia Fox. That being said, I have a feeling both will be on Raw this week. Because, apparently, when I say something doesn't need to happen, it usually does. So we get our Shield Summit, and Seth Rollins basically wanted to set the record straight. The Shield music hits, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns come to the crowd. Dean says, the one thing I won't tolerate is being lied to by somebody I trust. Yeah, Dean, we share that in common. I'm sure the entire world does too. I thought we have had each other's backs. Seth walked out in the middle of a war, and after all these wars we've been through, you need to explain yourself. And he looks at Roman Reigns, looks like he's about to shoot fire out of his eyes. He's like, you know what? By the look of Roman's face, I'm pretty sure you got about 30 seconds. Shield music starts up again. Rollins comes out, camera trying to find him in the crowd. He comes out from the back. Like, through the back of the crowd, basically. Rollins gets in the ring. Before he says anything, Roman says, you know what, I hope you have thought real hard what you're about to say. Seth's like, you know what, look, I get it. Basically, he says he's got bad timing. The war isn't with the Wyatt family. The war's between the Shield. I sacrificed myself for the greater good. You know, Magnus brought up the greater good. And yeah, a lot of people seem to be watching a lot of Edgar Wright movies lately. How can that be? You walked off. Difference is, I fought off. This is Ambrose speaking, of course. Seth's trying to make them see what he's proving a point. He's got them all on the same page for the first time in months. The Shield hasn't been the Shield for quite a while. But now Seth is making them see that they have to stick together by him bombing out. He proved his point. So we can just walk and go our separate ways. We're fine. We'll do okay. We're all great athletes. But what if fine isn't good enough? We've kicked down walls. We've taken out everyone. We fought with the Wyatt family. We fought with The Undertaker. We fought John Cena. I mean, we've taken everybody down. United, there's nobody that can touch us. Let us be the Shield, and let's take this place back. Great line, by the way. Ambrose shoves Seth down. So Roman shoves Dean down, and then Seth's like, you know, I need to do this. So he slaps Dean in the face. He's like, that felt great. And you know what? It looks like you want to do something too, so I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to take one for the team. So he nails Rollins. He's like, are we done here, or are we done? Rollins puts his fist out. Roman thinks about it for a second. He puts his fist out. Ambrose seems really apprehensive to do anything, but he eventually puts his fist in. Like I wrote on my notes, Shield United, ... for now. This slow burn of the death of the Shield is really starting to pick up some momentum, and I don't have an issue with that because, like I said, they're going to be just fine. They're all going to find their own niches whenever the Shield finally breaks up once and for all. We got our next match. It is Sheamus against Alberto Del Rio, another rematch here, and we go midway through the match, and Sheamus is on the top rope, about ready to deliver the battering ram. Del Rio catches him with a step-up enziguri kick, knocks him off the buckle, but he doesn't hit the floor. He actually gets tied up in the rope, and he gets dragged back in, 1-2, and Sheamus kicks out. Locks on the armbar, and Sheamus punches him right in the face numerous times. Whip in, ducks down, kick to the chest, and goes for the Del Rio slide. Of course, it misses. He gets tied up in the ropes, and Sheamus mows him over with the clothesline on the ring apron. They get back in the ring, axe handle, charges in with his shoulder, and Del Rio knows this just like I do, and gets the knee up, ducks the clothesline, goes for the over-the-shoulder power slam, and 1-2, and Del Rio kicks out. He goes up top, Del Rio with a punch, and Sheamus ties up the arm, and the clubbing blows, and Del Rio punctuates it with a snap against the arm against the top rope. Sheamus is tied up in the rope on his knees, and he gets caught with the GSK, dragged back in, 1-2, and a kick out. Del Rio goes for the cross arm breaker, and he gets pushed off in the corner. There's the running shoulder, and there's the high knee, and he goes for the white noise, and he gets countered, and he comes off the ropes, gets caught with the Irish Curse backbreaker, 1-2, and Del Rio kicks out. He nails him with a divorce court, goes to the cross arm breaker. He gets picked up and powerbombed out of it, but the cross arm breaker is still on. Sheamus barely makes the ropes, and he's fighting with the ropes and fighting with the referee. He breaks free just long enough to get knocked out. There's the brogue kick, and that's all she wrote. 1, 2, 3, and Sheamus wins this out of absolutely nowhere. Really good match, actually, between these two. I like these two in the ring together. I don't know why no one else seems to. I guess just, in essence, it may as well be two heels facing off. Then again, Sheamus does the crowd response with the clubbing blows and the white noise and the Finley roll on the floor earlier in the match and the brogue kick. I mean, you have somebody who needs to be a heel and someone that has to be a heel. So, and definitely they're not the same person in this case. So the Wyatts appear on the Titantron, and Luke Harper asks, John, why do you do what you do? Soon you will realize that fame and glory is a lie. Bray, of course, interrupts and says it's happening. John will soon see the truth. They will find out what happens when Cena doesn't have his legacy, but he has his own legacy, and the world is his teacher. Bray doesn't want to save Cena because there's nothing to fix. He's just going to simply stand back and watch it burn around him. Follow the buzzards. Incredible, as always, incredible promo from Bray Wyatt. And I'm really looking forward to this match with John Cena, to be totally honest. So Batista's in the back. Byron Saxton shows up to talk to him, and he basically says that, you know what, I'm going to win on my own. Doesn't really matter who's in the ring. I don't care if Kane's my partner. I don't care who's my partner. I'm just going to win this on my own because I'm a badass, and that's all you need to know. Well, Renee is backstage with Daniel Bryan in the Big Show, and basically Batista questioned his manhood, and Bryan says, you know what? You have to be a real man to hide behind someone. And Bryan says, you know what, Batista, you've hid behind Triple H and Randy Orton, and then basically you've hid behind everybody, and you've hid behind this challenge. And they basically come to a conclusion, like, you know, we're like David and Goliath. They're like, no, that was not a good idea because that didn't work. And they're like, you know, how about this? Big Show brings the line down. How about they fear the beard, long day. They should respect the beard and fear the giant. So henceforth, this team is now to be known as RTB FTG. Respect the beard, fear the giant. And they're in action up next. Kane and Batista taking on Respect the Beard, Fear the Giant. And this match wasn't bad as always. And it's Daniel Bryan, what do you expect? Big Show with a slam on Batista. Drops the elbow off the ropes. 1-2 and a kick out. 2 overhand chops. And basically he ends up punching his way out of the corner. Smart move by Batista. Batista gets caught with a scoop slam, and he walks over his chest. He lowers the crowd for the overhand chop, and he ducks out of the way. He's like, no, forget it. Gut shot, and then the overhand chop while he's against the ropes. Tagging to Bryan. The stiff kicks in the corner, whip in, reverse, backflip, lands on his feet, ducks the clothesline, comes off the ropes, hooking clothesline on Batista. Knocks Kane off the ring apron for good measure. The yes kicks to Batista, and the buzzsaw is ducked. A pause by Batista, which is very awkward, and he picks him up and spinebuster. 1-2 and a kick out. Tagging to Kane. He puts him on the top turnbuckle, he climbs up, going for a superplex. Bryan punches his way out. Headbutt knocks him off, and the missile drop kick. Kane tags in Batista, short arm clothesline, whips him with so much velocity he's upside down in the corner. He punches his way out, comes off the ropes, and I'm going to call this a body check, because you know what? Bray does the fall of humanity, and Roman Reigns does the spear. I don't know what Batista thinks he's doing, but yeah, it doesn't look right. If you've got someone that does a spear with much ferocity as Roman Reigns, take the spear away from Batista. He doesn't need it anymore. It doesn't work. Goes for the Batista bomb. Bryan fights out of it, lands on his feet, high kick, drops Big Dave, tagging the Big Show, tagging to Kane, both new men in, double clothesline, which in this case is 2 clotheslines from the Big Show. Big shoulder block sends him down, tagging Daniel Bryan, goes up top, flying headbutt, and Batista makes the save, which it looks like Bryan was staring at Batista, waiting for him to make the save. Looked rather awkward. Show with a shoulder block on Batista, and they give chase. Batista ends up getting posted, and he goes off the middle rope, does Bryan. He gets goozled by Kane, and it gets countered to a sunset flip. And he's trying to get Kane over, and they're close to the ropes, and bam, WMD, KO punch. He stacks him up just like he did on Main Event, and that's all she wrote. 1, 2, 3, and Daniel Bryan and the Big Show, Respect the Beard, Fear the Giant, win this match here on SmackDown. So, it seemed like a very, very short edition of SmackDown. It didn't feel very long at all. As a matter of fact, without commercials, I think this copy that I saw was an hour and a half long. I don't know what I missed. Of course, there's also, in the show, there was another promo from Lana talking about Alexander Rusev and the fact that he will soon be destroying people in a WWE ring very soon. So yeah, that's something we got to look forward to as well. So this show, Christian and Ziggler wasn't bad. Batista's heel promos are the stuff of awesomeness, and the Shield Summit was good. I enjoyed Del Rio and Sheamus, and obviously if you can catch any Bray Wyatt promo, definitely check that out. And the main event, it was okay for what it was, so yeah, there's always that. That was SmackDown this week. We are on the road to WrestleMania. Literally on the road to WrestleMania. It is officially, as of this moment, it's the 7th of March. WrestleMania is now less than a month away, because it is a month from Thursday what is going to be WrestleMania this year. So right now we are a month away from the Raw that's going to set everything into new for the rest of the year, to go us into SummerSlam, and then into Survivor Series, and back to the Royal Rumble, and then get us back to WrestleMania. So, a lot of things on that path. Of course, right after WrestleMania is Extreme Rules, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So, yeah. That was SmackDown this week. It was okay for what it was. I mean, I liked some things. I didn't like other things. A lot of people missing on the show, and that's not an issue. John Cena, obviously not on the show for good reason. He's kind of hurt right now. Randy Orton on the show at all, which is good sometimes because people get tired of seeing Orton, so they give him a little breather from time to time. He'll be on Raw in full effect, I'm sure, on Monday. So, I think we're in Memphis, maybe, for Raw Monday? I'm not positive about that, and I don't really want to look on camera, because I know I do that a lot, so I'm trying not to do it as much as I can. So, that was SmackDown. And tomorrow will be TNA Lockdown, and I'm going to talk TNA Impact. Probably later today you'll get a bonus video of TNA Impact from this past week. And, of course, we're going to talk Raw on Tuesday night. We're going to talk NXT from this past week on Wednesday. And we're going to talk Impact usually on Thursday. But this time, we're actually going to do the Oscar recap. Is going to be on this Thursday. Of course, brand new versus I talked about. It's Ghostbusters against Beetlejuice. That's coming out on tomorrow. And, of course, you can check out the AJ's movie reviews of 300 Rise of an Empire, Mr. Peabody, Grand Piano, and The Bagman. That's also available on Pop right now. And if you are a Halloween Horror Nights fanatic, you can also check out my Halloween Horror Nights speculation video. It's still on the recent videos. If you just scroll over a little bit, it's on there. Me talking about Malcolm and what Malcolm might mean. So, in the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, and help spread the word about Pop. If you'd like to like our Facebook fan page, which, like I said, very soon I'm going to start updating. Actually, I might do some of that today, because I've got a lot of time on my hands next weekend. You can go ahead and do that at Suro and Disney Pop on Facebook. If you'd like to go old school on Facebook and just request me as a friend, there's a good possibility I'll accept. It's Owen Disney, very simple, very easy to find. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, and I know a lot of you out there are, and I do appreciate that, it's at Suro and Disney. Last but certainly not least, you want to send your thoughts, comments, queries, and opinions. You want to talk about the network. You want to talk about versus ideas. We've got all the way up till 2015 and beyond, but still, we always will accept ideas, and not necessarily guaranteeing we'll do them or not. It just kind of depends on if they roll, if we haven't already done them, or if we have another thing we're going to put up against it later in the future. You're more than welcome to send us a correspondence. If you'd like to be a popcaster yourself, send your submissions to suroanddisney@gmail.com. In the meantime, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. I'm going to enjoy a soda before bed, and until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.